Noisy as shit. We got about 4 minutes before we kick this motherfucker off. Who's on here? Cafecito. Chip, what's up, my man? Chip Pelani in the motherfucking house. Let's see. I got Desert Punk 2 says, where's your next music video taking place? Can't answer your questions for another 3 minutes, my man. Stop fucking around with that shit. It's funny. It's a good question. I like it. 2 minutes to midnight. What the fuck is my drink? There it is. Shave my face. Yet again. Letting the side shit grow in a little bit. Looks like it's gonna rain outside. I don't know if I'll be able to go ride my fucking bike. By the way, I'm currently obsessing over this fucking drink. They got them at the Stripes down in Texas. If you're not from Texas and you don't know what the fuck a Stripes is, I think it's only exclusive to South Texas. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen any Stripes stores outside of Deep South Texas. All right, let's go ahead and kick off some fucking questions. I got some great ones yesterday from the wonderful Mrs. Harris. And they were really good. Let's start off with those. The first one from Mrs. Harris says, with the comeback of vinyl, do you see a band ever putting out vinyl records for your fans? We've put out one vinyl. I think it was 2 songs. Yeah, it was Ball and Chain and Beneath the Riverbed. I have 1 copy of that vinyl left. After that, I don't think they're for sale anymore. I think they were exclusive to the release of Forged by Fortitude. But demand for it has to be there. And I think I've only heard like a handful of people request vinyl. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a big thing. We'll try it out sometime. What do you see? What would you like to see the band doing in the next 5 years that you've not done as of yet? Grow our fan base overseas for sure. Maybe hit up Australia, some more Japan shows and tours, Europe, UK, and if we can hit any of the other countries, it'd be incredible. The other continents as well, that'd be great. But as far as what we would like to do that we haven't done, it's difficult because I don't think we have a specific set of goals to reach. I think it's more just enjoying the journey and the process as we go. So that was a good question. It was difficult for me to answer. I'm sorry if that sucked, but that's all I got. If you had the opportunity to meet Pantera in person at a meet and greet, what questions would you have asked them? Man, I don't think I would have asked him anything. I don't think I would have asked a single question. I'm more the person that likes to revel in the moment and try to appreciate the fact that I'm in said moment. As if I was even in the presence of Dimebag Darrell, I probably would have shit myself, fangirl too hard to be able to have anything coherent to say anyway. So I just probably would have sat there and fangirled the fuck away. Question number 4. Do you have anything? Do you guys have anything you have to do before a show you just can't go on stage? Jesus Christ. Like wear a lucky shirt or take a shot together as a band or any pep talks. Oh, I see. Like a ritual, pre-ritual on stage. Man, you know what? I'm getting to the point where like I have to make sure I pee everything out before I go on stage. Like it's weird. And the guys have already made it a joke to where like if I'm not side stage at go time, they're like, oh, he's pissing. Where's Jess? Oh, he's pissing. I hate feeling like I'm on stage and I would have to piss or something, you know, or use the restroom, you know, the other one. That's one of my one of the things I hope never happens. I remember Pale, you know, the big white ones, and I think he had a shit in it. I think he was sick or something, but I hope that never happens to me. As far as anything like a ritual, I mean, I just warm up. I'll have maybe a shot and a beer just to cool the nerves, and that's about it. Just so I'm not overbending shit or maybe going too fast and keeping in time. Because when I get before stage time, my adrenaline gets going hard, man. So I got to cool the nerves a little bit. Besides the obvious of amazing singing and entertaining your fans, what talents, hobbies do each of you have that fans might find interesting? Well, that one's pretty good because obviously I had to go out and ask these motherfuckers what their hobbies were. So I got them here. Let me just find it because it's a big chat of constant mamadas. It's the Mexican word. Dude, where the fuck? There we go. Here we go. Nick says he really doesn't have hobbies. He really likes to work. And that's not a fucking exaggeration or a joke. He actually really enjoys working. Like, when we're on the road, that's all he does. He works. And when we're home, that's all he does is he works. The dude has a fucking incredible ethic and just goes hard at everything he does. He's great. John says his hobbies are golf and basketball. If you ever played golf with John, it's fucking impressive. I don't play golf. If I knew it, I would, but I suck at it. I can't even swing the fucking ball. We've gone to drive before, the driving range, and we'll get a bucket of balls, a bucket of beers, and we'll just swing away for, you know, a couple of hours or whatever, and it's fun. It's a lot more difficult than you might think if you've never tried it, and John is fucking incredible at it. He's great. Mark says his hobbies are art and eating pussy. Maybe if that wasn't apparent enough through the lyrics, but in Sons of Texas, we like to eat pussy. Some of us like to eat ass too. Can't trust the motherfucker if you don't eat ass. I know Chip's getting a kick out of that one because he's always telling me about bringing it up. Mike is into RC cars and fixing shit, and that also is not an exaggeration. My man is just, he fixes things, man. He likes, he works at a hobby store, and he fixes RC cars for people that like to race and do all that crazy shit with the cars. It's pretty interesting, man. It's fast as shit. It's faster than I thought fucking RC cars went. But he does all that, and it's great. And he's great at fixing shit, too. He fixed me when I was fucked up in December 2nd of 2015. I was fucked up. He fixed me. I had, that was it for all the other 4 guys. For me, I really don't have hobbies. I like to play guitar. I like to, I guess firearms is my shit. I like guns, man. I'm a nut for that kind of shit. I know it's not something that people are into, and it's a little bit controversial at times, but that's the shit I like. I'm from Texas. What the fuck you expect? Now, let me see what else we got on this motherfucker. What's the name of the new EP? Says Comics and Questions. The new EP so far, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be titled As the Crow Flies. I'm not sure on that 100%, but it feels like it's like 80, 90% for sure that it's going to be called As the Crow Flies. It's great. Where is your next video taking place? That's from Desert Punk 2. Most likely in the Valley. Well, I think like 90% of our videos were shot in the Valley. I think the only one that wasn't was the one for the ballad on the Forged by Ford. I mean, Baptized in the Rio Grande. God damn, I can't remember the fucking name of the song. That was the only one that was filmed outside of the Valley, but because it was shot entirely by somebody else, we're not even in the video. I forget what the fuck it's. God damn it, I gotta look it up now. Give me a second. Jesus Christ. Isn't that weird? I can't remember the name of my own songs. No, it ain't. My wife yelling from the from the living room. It's not that one. September. Jesus fucking Christ. Why couldn't I remember that? It was called it's called September. It's one of the ballads on the first record. That was the only video that was not shot in the Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Everything else was done here. I think Baptized in the Rio Grande, which is back up on YouTube. It was gone for whatever reason. Should have had fucking at least 1 million views by now. But it's back on YouTube. That one was shot in the Jam Space, and that is a location I'm not going to fucking disclose because that's none of your business and somebody wants to keep it private. The Blame Shit video was also shot in the Valley. It was shot at Mark's cousin's house, who used to belong, I think, to his grandmother. She took it over, or she inherited it or something. I don't remember the exact story there. You'll have to ask him. But that was shot there, and it was the 5 of us and our good friend Melinda Sanchez. She is the female person in that video portraying, Mark's whatever, you know what I mean. She's the chick in the video. Beneath the Riverbed, that was in the Mission Bike Trails. I've never actually been there. I want to try and actually go to the bike trails, but it was just like a little bit veered off the side of the damn road next to a canal, and that's where we shot the Beneath the Riverbed video. So yeah, all of them are shot in the Valley because that's where we're from. That's what the fuck we do. Oh, and Lock, Stock, and Barrel was shot in Donna, Texas, at my friend Albert's house, or his property rather. And we got a bunch of family, a bunch of friends. We barbecued, we drank some beers, and we had a good fucking time. I was fucked up when we left. It was great. What else? Oh yeah, but so to answer your question, it's most likely going to be in the Valley. Jesus, long-winded as fuck. Mark Novaes, I think I pronounced that correctly, says, why does Spotify, Google Play, etc. always group Sons of Texas with Red Sun Rising, Shaman's Harvest, claiming they are similar? I don't think necessarily it means that they're similar artists to us. I think they just have ties or similar situations as we do, as in terms of, at the time we were up and coming bands. Obviously Red Sun has gone on, and so has Shamans. Great bands, check them out. They're dope. If you haven't heard them, check them out. Hector Cantu, what's up? Broken Level, what it do? Steven Taylor, my man, what's up, dude? Eric, what's up from Corpitos, Corpus, Texas, in the motherfucking house, baby. Peyton Smith, what's up? Sam Vitnowski, Jack Flanders. Comics and quests. There's a little thing that says message retracted. Had to be good. If it was denied by YouTube, it was a good comment. Hector Cantu says, what tuning is forged by Fortitude in? I always love the intro riff. I believe the majority of the tunings, or the majority of the songs on Forged by Fortitude, are in dropped C, which is the thickest to thinnest. It's CGC-FAD. It's similar to Killswitch Engage tuning. It's similar to, I believe, Mudvayne's in that. A lot of bands are in that, man. It's just, for us, it was because Mark, his vocals, his range is pretty damn fucking spot on in that one. Maggie Hernandez says, hola, tocas lindo. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. Sam Brewer, what's up from Jackson, Florida? What's up, dude? Got a Stripes in Houston. Yeah, that's, I think, still considered South Texas. Chaotic Car Audio. What's up, man? Riverbed. Here we go. Here's another question. I fucking skipped it. There it is. Hector Cantu says, what's one song you've been wanting to play live? Man, you know, if we can get around to it, I would love to play Jaded Eyes. It's one of my favorite tunes. It's cool. It's got a fucking badass vibe to it. There's a cool story behind that one. I don't know if I can play the solo anymore, but I would have to relearn it if we're going to play it. But on that song, when we were tracking it, I didn't do the solo in LA because of the time restraints, logistics, and the circumstances that we were running short on time. We had to come back home, situations going on with the families, et cetera, et cetera. So we came back, Wilbur came into town, recorded the last couple of tracks we needed to do, and then took them home, mixed and mastered the CD, and it was out. But for that song specifically, there was this fucking awesome piece, like in the bridge of Jaded Eyes. And I was like pondering how I was going to approach that long middle section because it was going to be a solo. And then Mark finished his vocal parts, and then I showed up, I think, a couple of days later, and it was time to do the solo. He goes, all right, well, here's the good news and the bad news. He goes, the bad news is your solo bridge is now a vocal bridge. And I was like, I mean, that's not bad news. It's cool. It fucking sounded, you know, after I heard it, I was like, man, that's fucking great. He goes, actually, the bad news is that you have this part to do the solo, which was like 11 seconds. And he goes, but the good news is it's the chorus. And he knows I love to solo over the chorus just because, well, I'm not going to divulge that information because it's private. But I like to solo over the chorus if possible. And he gave me the chorus, but it was a fucking 11-second solo. And I don't know how it happened, but if you go back and listen to Jaded Eyes, it's got a fucking retarded solo that I don't know how the fuck it materialized. And then I utilized a whammy pedal on the end of that, and it just ended up sounding cool, man. I really like the way that came out. If you get a chance, check it out. But that's one song I'd like to play live. Pete Luna says, which band would you love to open for? Man, a lot of bands, dude. I love a lot of shit. Like I've said before on the previous one, that previous Q&A, that I'm a fan of music, so just to be able to be in the audience when somebody's playing, and then, you know, fucking all that shit. I love that aspect of music, so it'd be great to fucking open for a lot of bands. But off the top of my head, I can give you a few for sure. We've opened for Sevendust, but I'm always down to open for Sevendust. It'd be great to open for Lamb of God at some point, just because they were an influence on both John and I when we were starting out playing guitar, because of the guitar riffs and that kind of shit. It's very good guitar driven music, and yeah, man, just what they've gone and done in their careers and the things they've endured and that kind of thing. It's just a band we look up to immensely, and they're incredible. Yeah, Lamb of God's another one. Past, obviously, would be either Damage Plan or Pantera. We got to open for Hell Yeah. That was fucking cool. Probably the closest I'll ever come to meeting anybody from my favorite band. Yeah, man, just Slipknot, fucking Foo Fighters, any of those, man. I love all that shit. Favorite country bands or artists? Man, nothing beats The King. That was by Peyton Smith. Favorite country bands or artists? George Strait, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. I like Hank Jr. Senior's badass too. I've never really delved into Hank the Third's music, but I'm told it's fucking wild as shit. I got to check it out at some point. Who else? Clint Black's badass. I like Willie, Waylon, Johnny Cash. It's weird. Johnny Cash is not exactly country to me. It's got different elements like rockabilly and a little bit of fucking rock and roll. It's crazy, man. I love that shit. It's great. But yeah, I like all the old country, man. It's funny to say that because when I was growing up, that was the new shit. Sam Bitnowski says, who were your musical influences that made you pick up a guitar besides Dimebag? In the beginning, I was in school and a bunch of my friends had an acoustic, they would take it around with them in class and that kind of stuff. And they would play songs or whatever. And it just blew my mind that, songs that I hadn't heard before these cats were doing. And one of the riffs that a friend of mine played was this thing right here. And when I heard it, it was like, I need to learn how to do that. It's when they played that shit on the acoustic, and it was, to me, it was mind blowing that they knew how to do the shit that I've heard on the radio. So to answer the question, it would be Kirk and James from Metallica. They were part of the ones I first started listening to. Also, I was at gym class and people were doing laps around the yard outside. And at the time, people were using CD Walkmans and headphones. So a friend of mine and his cousin, his name's Nick, and my cousin Jason, were outside, and I approached them and I was like, hey man, what are y'all doing? They were just sitting there jamming stuff, and they're like, here, check this out. And he puts on the damn headphones on my head, and it was Crazy Train by Ozzy, and it was Randy, like hearing him jam and the riff, the solo. I was like, man, this is like fucking insanity. It was like, I had heard Metallica, that was, incredible metal and that kind of shit. But when I heard Crazy Train and Randy and Ozzy and all that shit, it was mind-blowing shit. So Randy, Kirk, James, Mustaine, fucking Marty Friedman is another phenomenal guitar player. But yeah, you guys fucking make me do long-winded shit. Sam Bin says, if a guitar brand offered to make you a signature model, what brand would you want? Originally I wanted Fender just because of the Strat and Stevie Ray, and like I like the dime shapes. Those guitars are badass. If I ever, get around to it and I can acquire the funds, I'll fucking probably purchase one of my own just to have at home. Wouldn't use it on tour probably because I'm not dime, and I feel like that's be a weird shape for me. But for me, it's always been the fucking Strat shape. This motherfucker. Boom. And it is a fucking Jim Root series. Not because I'm a fucking Jim Root Silver fan, but it was one of the only Strats that I had heard of that had the specs that I like, which are 12 to 16 compound radius. EMGs at the time. I was using EMG for like 10 years. I swapped it out, and now it's got Seymour Duncan pickups in it, JB and a Jazz, I think. And it was obviously a Strat, and it wasn't it had the fucking satin or matte, whatever fucking color this is here. But I don't like the big ass finish on it. So this one was badass because it didn't have that finish, and that's all natural wear from the road, man. This one took me a long time to figure out what the fuck that was. And it turns out it's from my wireless pack from when I'm fucking swinging it around. It's going like this. Scratching the fuck out of everything, dude. But yeah, Strat shape, probably the company that I would choose if possible. Maybe Fender or Charvel, because Charvels are fucking great. That's the next guitar I'll be getting, a Charvel, man. The rounded, not rounded neck, but the rolled sides on the frets, so that you don't feel the shit cutting your hands is badass. The shape of the neck is incredible. It's fast. It's great for rhythms. It's everything, man. So maybe Charvel to answer your question. What time is it here? 21. Great. Making good time here. Jefferson perhaps says, when things get back to normal, any plans to play down here in San Antonio? There might be a show at the end of the year, I think, with Underground Union, I want to say. But don't fuck me up if that's the wrong answer, but it should be at Aztec Theater, Underground Union, I think. What the fuck are they called? I think that's them. Union Underground. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry. Yeah, Union Underground, Aztec Theater in December, I think. We'll definitely post it once we know for sure what's up. If it's already posted and I haven't even checked or see it, forgive me. But yeah, it's looks like December. Leon Ocho, my man, says, "What band are you wanting to tour with next?" Seven Dust for sure, man. Yeah, he asked if Seven Dust was the band, but yeah, Seven Dust would be dope. Lamb of God, all the bands I named earlier in regard to opening. Same thing for a tour. It's not a question. What the fuck is it? Man, I touch this thing and like comments are coming in crazy, so it makes me lose my place. So I'm sorry if there's a little bit of quietness. Where the fuck is it, dude? Here we go. Mountain Kush 777 Hellcat says, "I remember meeting you in an elevator in Spokane, Washington, the knitting factory in Brandon Evans. I gave you something." Yes, sir, you did. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tommy Breakdown says, "What amps did you use when you recorded Forged by Fortitude?" 5153, 50 watt head, small brick. And I think it was a Bogner Uberschall cab. It's the X pattern. So it had G12 T75s and then V30s. I remember that because on the first record, John and I went to go buy that cab because Wilbur didn't have it. So we went out while he was setting up some stuff. We purchased a cab, we brought it, and we used the same cab for the first record, only the first time we used a Marshall 5050 power amp with, I forget the name of the preamp, but it's a Marshall preamp with a Marshall power amp. I think Steph Carpenter used that on some of the Deftones stuff, but we used that with the Uberschall X pattern cab from Bogner. And then the second time, Forged by Fortitude, was 5153 Uberschall X pattern cab. And we use a 5153 live, so it makes sense. But I think the reason for that is because Wilbur was already doing mixes with that. He said he really liked it, and actually some of the stuff we referenced to him and what we wanted to sound like was the 5153. So it just, for whatever reason, lined up that way. And on the new EP, it's the 5153 that actually happens to belong to John with a powered by Omega 212 cabinet. It also belongs to John. It's great. It sounds great. Ruben Salazar, how do you balance your time between Sons of Texas and at El Nino? Well, El Nino hasn't really done much, and then because of this damn pandemic, neither one of us has. But in terms of balancing time, whenever it does go down, it's just communication, man. You just talk to both bands, find out who's booking what, make sure that you don't step on any toes, you don't cross book, you don't double book, and be in touch with both agents, man. It's a little bit of a fucking headache sometimes, just organizing things, but it's worth every fucking second you put into communication with all these people. And I imagine it'll be just fine because, well, the circumstances of both bands, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. Verity Morris, how are you? Says 1 year ago today, we were watching Lamb of God with Mark. That was in Europe. I mean, UK, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wish I was there. That shit sounds dope. Download's fucking great, man. I want to play that festival at some point. Jason Moore asks, what's your favorite TV show of all time, and is there anything you've binge watched on Netflix lately? Favorite TV show of all time? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. There was a lot of shows I liked, but nothing I could say it was my favorite to where I, needed to watch it. But what I've binge watched in the last few years, Dexter was fucking dope. I think that was like probably the first series that I ever actually binge watched with my wife. Like we spent, I'm talking about, this was before we had our boys. At the time, it was just my daughter. So, you know, whenever she was in bed or whatever, and you know, it was nighttime, we'd stay up and we'd binge watch this fucking thing like in, I don't know, a week or two, something like that. But Dexter was dope. Breaking Bad was fucking incredible. Game of Thrones was the shit. The ending was garbage. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The ending was absolute shit. But Game of Thrones is a fucking phenomenal show. Ozark is fucking awesome. That one's on Netflix, I think. And it's Jason Bateman. And the first series was fucking the best. And then the second, I think there might be a third one. I'm not sure. I've seen all of them. I don't remember how many seasons there were, but the ending of this last one, perfect. It's great. Fucking cliffhanger. It's great. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna give it away, but it's great. What else? Yeah, man. Those are the kind of shows I'm into. Hector Cantu, September was the name of the song. Yep, that's right. Comics and Quests says, mind running that EP name by me one more time? Nah. Just fucking with you. It's called, so far, the working title is As the Crow Flies. As the Crow Flies. You know, crow. I don't know if it's going to stay, but that's the working title right now. I probably will. Oh, here we go. Here's a little bit of fucking juice. It says Eric C says, what gets on your goddamn nerves from your band members? Oh, shit. Where's the damn book? The fucking list this high. I fucking hate all of them. Now, we all have our quirks, man. We all have our little things that we do that, you know, annoy each other. But those are the circumstances when you live with somebody. So if you, for example, you're in a new relationship with your woman, you move in, finally, you guys get your first apartment or house, whatever the fuck it is, or your wife, you know, whatever the circumstances are, your first relationship, when you move into your house with somebody or an apartment, the first year to 3 years are gonna fucking suck because you're learning new habits from somebody else when it used to be just you going along about your life or going about your life and not having to worry about who you're going to piss off or whatever. You could fucking walk around nude if you so please. Whatever the circumstances are, you have to make changes because you are no longer by yourself. You're living with somebody. And the exact same thing happens when you're packed into a fucking van with 6 other dudes. And it's not just the members. We've got 2 other guys. We've got Angel, who is our sound man. And then we've got Gabriel Lopez, who is our tour manager. And actually, Gabriel Lopez had a birthday yesterday. So shout out, happy birthday once again. Much love. And he's one of my better friends, man. That guy is actually, I think, a big reason of why the band has had the success it has, because he's very, how do I say it? He's not biased towards anybody. And he doesn't have an agenda, because the guy, he tours with us because he loves it. He's got his own circumstances going on at home where he can be making fucking bank on his own, but he tours with us because he loves it. And the guy is just a great dude, one of the best dudes I've ever met in my life. His name's Gabriel Lopez. Happy birthday once again. It was his birthday yesterday. And but yeah, back to your question, man, there's a list of things. Like the guys hate when I take long showers, and I take them in the morning, dude. So I fucking wake up and I stand in the fucking shower in the fucking hot water, just let it come down, wash all the fucking bacteria and the nastiness off. And they hate it when I take long. Also, fucking using the restroom and it fucking smells like a goddamn porta potty. Like, it's just, there's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things, but nothing huge to where it's like, oh, this specific thing, like, fuck you. No, I'm sure there's things that I do that people don't like. But yeah, man, maybe I'll fucking do some sort of video vlog on things that annoy us on the road and post it on YouTube, man. It's a fucking great idea for some content there. Make some playthrough videos of some of your songs. Absolutely, man. I am gonna do a playthrough video of Blame Shift because I feel like, and it's not necessarily a playthrough video. It's more like an instructional, just to give you the rundown of how that song's played and how it goes. Excuse me. But I started my own YouTube channel. I'll probably post it there. At some point, we will do playthrough videos for this channel as a band, all 5 of us doing playthrough videos. But yeah, man, if you get any requests for which ones, drop them. Maybe we'll get around to them. Any live videos coming out? You're watching it, man. No, as far as music videos that are shot live, we did one already. It was Expedition to Perdition. So if you go on our YouTube channel, we posted it. That was shot in Houston, Texas at Scout Bar, one of our favorite venues to fucking play. A lot of fucking people out there that we know are just fucking great motherfuckers. They're nutty as shit. Every time we go to the concert, the show, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's just off the goddamn chain. So when it came time, it goes back to where our videos are shot, where our next one's going to be shot. That was another one that was not shot in the Valley, which was shot by our good friend, and actually he's Nick and Mike's brother. His name's Bobby Villarreal. He's a third Villarreal brother. There's 3 of them. He's the oldest. He's a videographer / photog, and the guy just does great shit. He did Baptized in the Rio Grande. He shot that video. He did Baptized in the Rio Grande. He shot Expedition to Perdition in Houston with us. Go check that out. That's a live version of a video. And I think he shot Baptized in the Rio Grande. Yeah. There you go. But as far as live videos, it's something we definitely will do in the future. At some point, we will record live videos and post them on YouTube. Don't know when, don't know which songs, but at some point it will. Leon Angel says, we need another cooking video with you. Love the guac one. Alexa, skip. Yeah, man, I'll fucking post some more videos of cooking and that kind of shit, because I love to do that whenever we're home. I invite the guys over sometimes, or I used to a lot whenever we had our house. I would invite the guys over a few times a month, and I would barbecue at my house. I'd cook, throw it down, and we'd have a good time. Damn, my allergies are just kicking my ass right now. Jason Moore says, Cool Ranch or plain Doritos? Yes. I fucking like them both, but if you ask me which one I fucking like from the Dorito line, it's going to be Salsa Verde, motherfucker. I love my spicy food. I have to have some sort of spice element in my food. And I'm not talking about pepper. I'm not talking about fucking seasoning. I'm talking about jalapenos, salsa, fucking something spicy that I put on my food and then eat it. The only time I won't do that is with steak, obviously. Because I'm not a monster. 135. Open for shit. Moved. Where'd it go? Sorry, I lost my place because a comment come in and it just moves my place. There it is. It says, Comics and Quests. That's not for this channel, my man. I will not post on here about that. I actually answered a question in regard to that topic earlier. But this is strictly Sons of Texas, my dude. Jason Moore says, you're a Metallica fan like me, so in your opinion, what's their best and worst albums? Growing up, my favorite album was Kill 'Em All. Everything, front to back. I mean, I could play that fucking record and I fucking love it. I still love it to this day. But it was no longer my favorite when I started getting older and I started changing the way I approach music and the way I listen to music and the way so on and so forth. The Black Album is a fucking masterpiece. I It's not a fucking opinion. It's not a fucking matter of opinion or anything like that. It is a fucking fact. The proof is in the pudding, my man. To this day, it's still one of the highest selling albums of all time. I'm not saying like it sold 1 million records or whatever the fuck back in the day. I'm saying to this day, motherfuckers still buy the Black Album. I bought like 10 copies myself. Not because I needed them that many times, but because, well, I needed them that many times because I kept getting lost. My car got broken into a long time ago and they stole fucking a booklet of CDs that was in it. And it's just through the years, just over and over and over and over. And then fucking YouTube came and streaming and Spotify and all this shit. And now it's all online. So I no longer need to buy CDs, which is a fucking sad and awesome fact all at once. But to me, I think their best album is Black Album. And I know the fucking elites and the shredder fucking, metal elitists like everything before and then fucking hate everything at the end. And I'm like, dude, fucking Load was dope. Load was fucking incredible. Reload was badass. There's a lot of shit on there. Actually, Load is one of my favorite of their albums as well because it has a lot of that sludgy, groovy shit. Like, what is it? 2x4 has a fucking badass riff. It's a fucking badass riff. King Nothing is also another fucking badass song. Man, the fucking riffs on that album were badass. It was nothing like they were doing before. This time it had groove and sludge and everything. It's almost got that COC vibe to it too. But their worst album, man, I don't know. I haven't heard the last 2 or 3, but I mean, all Metallica albums are great. Even fucking Saint Anger. People bitched about that left and right just because of the sound quality. But I mean, when you're the biggest band in the world and you want to try new avenues, sometimes you're like, hey man, let's give this a shot. Let's record it this way. And while the recording sonically might not be their best work, the fucking songs on that record are actually badass. I think some cat and his fucking friends recorded the entire album, Saint Anger, and I think it's titled, This Is What Saint Anger Would Sound Like If It Was Recorded with Better, audio or better amps, better whatever the fuck. And the riffs are dope. The fucking music sounds badass. I mean, aside from it missing James Hetfield's vocals, the fucking shit sounded great. It's a great album. I don't think there's anything bad by Metallica. Man, people got to realize that bands mature and grow up, man. Can't be fucking shredding 90 fucking million notes a minute your entire life, unless you're Malmsteen. It says, when are y'all going to put together an acoustic album from y'all's hits? We've discussed that actually, and it's not necessarily a acoustic Sons of Texas album. It would be shit that we've done acoustically, whether it be covers, whether it be our songs, maybe write songs that are acoustic based. And we definitely want to do that at some point. Like Blame Shift was one of them where I had the idea that if we're going to play something acoustically, it doesn't mean you play, oh, here's the fucking riff acoustic. Imagine Blame Shift on acoustic. It's a very challenging song as it is. And then to play it on acoustic, it's not audibly appealing. It's not meant for acoustic. It's not. So I was like, a challenge to me. And I said, let's rewrite the music, keep the lyrics and even the melody the same, just for most parts, just change it up. And I thought it was a fucking great idea to give that a shot. And it came up with the music and it came out the way it was. And I couldn't be prouder of the way that shit came out, man. It was great. But to answer your question again, it will be sometime in the near future because we've been discussing it more and more and more as we do these EPs. And it seems like there's a demand for it too. So we'll definitely get around to it. Hector Cantu says, favorite Dimebag solo. Man, there's a fucking ton of them. I love all of them. But off the top of my head, one that I can remember that for me is just, I like blues. If you know me, if you've heard me talk before on topics in terms of influences, people that I look up to and that kind of thing, in my eyes, Stevie Ray Vaughan is the fucking king of blues. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. That man has everything. That fucking entire ensemble of musicians was a fucking goddamn perfect. It's just the perfect band. Stevie Ray, Double Trouble. Like the man had incredible vocals, incredible guitar playing, incredible songs, incredible band. Like just if you don't like Stevie Ray, if you think it's shit, something's wrong with you. But as far as a favorite solo from Dime, the reason I said that is because of this. The fucking solo that I'm gonna say has blues elements turned metal, and the fucking music behind it, the feel of it, like you could just feel that in that time he was already matured in his playing. The man had already played fucking 90 million notes a second on previous solos. He did all the tricky whammy, fucking whammy pedal, whammy bar stuff. So you'd heard it all before, and then he came out with this, put it on this song, and to me, it was a little bit out of left field, but it was a fucking great surprise. To me, the name of the song is called It Makes Them Disappear. The solo on that song is blues-based over a fucking slow, sludgy fucking song, and it just has all the right elements. And I don't know if that's my favorite, but that's one of them. And I don't know how to play it. If I did, I'd fucking be the happiest kid in the fucking world. It's great. It Makes Them Disappear by Pantera on Reinventing the Steel album. There's your answer. It's my favorite album, by the way. I know I'll catch shit for that because it's a fucking... But to me, that's when they were mature, man. They were fucking... They didn't have Terry Date anymore because he was busy doing God knows what the fuck else. And Vinny was already co-producing with Terry Date. So it was kind of like he already knew what the fuck to do. They already knew what they wanted to fucking sound like. And in my opinion, the guitar tones, the fucking bass tones, the music writing, the writing of the songs is so fucking like... To me, it's my favorite album. I can jam it. You play the first song all the way to the fucking end, and I will not skip a single fucking track or a single second in any of that music. It's called Reinventing the Steel by Pantera. Fucking great album. It's great. When are y'all coming back to Houston? That's actually in talks right now. That was by Easy Peasy. We will be back in Houston sometime soon at the Scout Bar. But I can't tell you the dates because I don't know yet if it's confirmed. But we will be back. Again, it's one of our favorite places. Velma Garcia says, what band or artist do you like that you think would surprise people? To Whom It May is one of them. Jordan and his cats, they fucking tear it up. It's a three-piece band. They're from Texas too, I think. And they're fucking... They're great. It's another great band. Oddly enough, this other band I'm mentioning is also a three-piece. It's called Devour the Day. I think if you have not heard of Devour the Day, they are fucking awesome. Just recently heard of a song. I haven't heard any other. There are other songs, but there's a band called Dinosaur Pileup, and the song is called Backfoot, and it's just the riff is fucking great. It's a great song. It's badass. I was blown away. I had to fucking ask this bitch Siri who the fuck it was, and it was great. Ooh, Verity Morris asked, Lee asked, which is her husband, good friends of ours from the UK, great people. The Morrisi, I don't know what the plural is, but Lee asked, Priest or Maiden? That's tough because they're both fucking great bands and legendary in their own rights. Personally, Maiden. I mean, Priest, sorry. British fucking steel, mate. Fucking great. Priest is a shit. Maiden is a fucking shit too, but gotta give it to fucking Priest. Have I been to the Stevie Ray statue in Austin? Of course, my man. It's a fucking shame what they did to the statue, but I said it before in a friend's post. You can tarnish the statue, but you can never tarnish the fucking legend. Is there a band that you would like to collaborate with for a song? That's by Romeo Salinas, good friend of ours from the Valley. Seven Dust. Yeah. Marcos Martinez, damn good question right here. Mark was talking to me about this last night, and I'm going to address this. It's going to be a little bit long-winded, but here we go. It says, where are the other sons? The other sons are at their fucking homes. Mark actually lives like 50 feet that way. same complex. He lives here too, but everybody's got their own shit going on. As I mentioned before, Nick is a workaholic. My man works fucking like 12, 15-hour days sometimes. Mike as well also works very long hours. John is 45 minutes or 30 minutes east in Santa Rosa, Texas, and I'm right here. But what you're asking is why they're not on this YouTube Q&A. And what we're going to do is, I think next week, Mark is going to answer questions on Q&A Tuesday because he wanted to come on here and give it a whirl. But you can expect that from your man Mark next Tuesday. So if you have questions for him whenever he posts, drop them there. Or again, you can post them here. I think it's better if we post them here because I'm getting different avenues of, influx of questions and I'm bouncing around, fucking it up. Hector Cantu, do you still have your EC1000 with Evertune? No, I do not. My friend Jimmy Short owns it now. I sold it to him. He wanted it. It's probably mounted on a wall somewhere, and it still has all its battle scars and the original hardware and all that shit. Logan Broadwater says Union Underground ? Exclamation point. What about him? Yeah, supposedly the show is in San Antonio in December at the Aztec Theater. Missy Patterson, hello. Says, hi, Jess. She's one of my favorite people in the world. She's great. Jaden Baker, he's a fucking great kid. What are you, Jaden? Now you're like 17, I think. 17, 18, somewhere there. He's from San Antonio or the area. I'm not going to give you his exact place to where he lives, but he asks, where's your favorite place to eat on tour besides the taco truck at Come and Take It? Panda, Chipotle, Whataburger excluded as well. Fantastic. I wasn't going to mention them. Actually, when you said this is one of my favorite fucking spots in the world is in Flint, Michigan, right next to the Machine Shop. Chip, if you're watching this, you need to fucking check it out because he's going to the Machine Shop show in Michigan. It's in Flint, Michigan. There's a place called the Machine Shop. If you've never heard of it, you're living under a fucking rock. It's a great fucking venue. It's called the Machine Shop right next door. Anytime we go, except for the last few times I'm watching what I eat. I can't fucking do that shit. This next time, I'm going to get it. We go to park our van, and we usually get there around lunchtime. So what we do is I get down, first thing we do, walk on over to a place called Big John's. The best fucking steak sandwich you've ever had in your goddamn life. I dare you to bring up a fucking place that has better fucking sandwiches. Big John's, favorite place to stop, favorite fucking place to eat on tour whenever we go through Flint, Michigan. Great people, great food, great times, great venue. It's great. Danny Colorado, from Colorado. How are you? She's good people too, man. She's awesome. Hector Cantu, how do you like the Boss GT1000? Man, it's fucking awesome. It was a decision between Boss GT1000, the FX 8, which is just the effects side of the Axe-Fx modules, and it comes in a floorboard, or the Helix floorboard. And I chose this one because of the real estate. It's smaller, it's user-friendly, and it fucking has everything I need. I only use it for effects, man. I don't use any tones from there or anything like that. I just use delay. I fuck with the whammy. I fuck with some other effects, but it's all effect-based. I don't use any of the overdrives. I don't use any of the other shit, the preamps or anything like that. It's just amp into the Boss GT1000 4-cable method and the precision drive. That's it. But to answer your question, it's great. I love it. Y'all should do some writing session videos, give people a deep peek into that side of things. Well, if we did that, we'd give away all our fucking secrets. Who's Question Comics? Who is this? Is it fucking here in the Valley? Somebody from the Valley, or who is it? It says hire me for marketing. If I knew who you were, we might be able to make that happen. We need somebody for marketing. Oh, we're at the bottom. Funny. It's a good question by a fucking handle that I really like. It says Reinvented Steel 2000. or 00. After these 6+ years, what motivates you to continue on with the increasingly mighty Sons of Texas machine? Is it the creative process, the touring, meeting new people, or something else? See that? It's a music note. It's a drug of choice, my man. That's what keeps me driving. I fucking love writing, recording, performing, whether that's by myself, with the band, with anybody else. But there's mojo with Sons of Texas. I don't give a fuck what Mike, Mark, Nick, or John says or anybody else says. Like, the fucking point is there's mojo with the 5 of us. If I leave, it'll be Sons of Texas with somebody else. Nick leaves, it'll be Sons of Texas with somebody else. John leaves, Sons of Texas with somebody else. Mike, Mark, etc. It's the mojo that the 5 of us have that we built over the fucking years. And I'm not talking about 6 that he mentioned earlier in how long we've been touring. That's just how long we've been touring. I've known Mark like over 10 years at least. I think it's been like more than that. Fuck. God damn, I don't know. It's been fucking years, and we've built mojo. I know their habits. I know Mark's habits on stage. I know John's habits sometimes, and Nick and John know my habits. And Nick and Mike are fucking synced up because they're brothers and they live together. They jam together. They fucking eat together. They breathe together. Those guys are a fucking rhythm machine. They're incredible. A machine that's got feel and vibe. It's not like fucking systematic. But my point is, there's something about the 5 of us getting together and making music that just sets off a spark. At least for me, it does it for me. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything else in the world. I do explore other avenues just because I have different creative outlets, and I feel like I want to fucking jam with other people sometimes. But my fucking home will always, always be Sons of Texas. That's my fucking band, as much as it is fucking the other guys. But it's a fucking personal thing for me. I love that band. It's fucking great. I started the motherfucker. Hi from Northern MN. I don't know what the fuck that is. Call me stupid. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it says from Northern MN. And again, if you could custom build a guitar, what specs / looks would it have? Maple neck, compound radius. Okay, MN is Minnesota. There you go. He cleared it up. Or she. I'm not sure. It says Jamie. Northern Minnesota. But maple neck, maple board, compound radius, or straight 16. Single pickup, passive, most likely the JB. Floyd, original Floyd, brass block. Maybe basswood for the body. And in terms of finish, and it could go anywhere. It could go either white, like pearl white, with a fucking clear coat over it, obviously, or even the satin looks dope. There is a burgundy mist that Charvel has that I fucking love. It says burgundy mist, but it's pink. I don't know what the fuck, where that came from. It's pink. It's like a satin pink. I love it. Pink, I know is fucking weird for some people, but pink for me is on that specific guitar, that specific color, that specific shade, that it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it doesn't have a coat. I love it. It's burgundy mist. I love it. Maybe a fucking matte black like the Fender that I've got, or even a tobacco burst like my Les Paul. It's put away, otherwise I'd bring it out and show it. But yeah, that's specs for a guitar. Chip says, do you ever see y'all playing Bullets or The Reckoning live? We did before in the early years, and it was fun, but I think given what we have, in terms of other songs being more popular, I don't think that's likely, but that's not a fucking no, if that makes any sense. Who designs your shirt art? We've been going to different art dealers, and as of recently, there's a guy in our fucking neck of the woods. He's from the valley. I fucking cannot remember his name, but he did the artwork for our fucking tour poster. He did a few tour posters, and like it was kind of a way to kind of get in to work with him, see how he worked, see his art, and like how he would deliver. But the guy is fucking great. Like I would love to stick with him. I can't fucking remember the name, otherwise I tell it. But he's from the valley. He does great fucking work. I definitely want to do more fucking ideas with him, and I would like to get merch ideas and designs with him. Before, it was just different art dealers online. I think you can go to like Minties online, check it out. They got fucking art for sale and that kind of shit. And there's different areas and different avenues where you can pursue to find artwork. Jamie, that's fucking awesome. The SOTX is greater than Metallica. That's a fucking subjective thing. It's not a fact. Fucking Metallica is the biggest and best fucking band in the world. Well, I don't know, maybe not the best. They are fucking great. They're phenomenal. But they are the biggest band without a fucking shadow of a doubt. Jonathan, Dexys, and Rob are amazing. That's right, Vilma. They are fucking incredible. Good question by Roberto Almaguer. It says, how did y'all come about with the name Sons of Texas? It's Mike's idea. We were sitting around fucking stewing over names for fucking like 2 days. And our manager at the time calls his name is Larry Mazer. Great dude. Fucking awesome. He's managed the fucking biggest names in the fucking industry. Great dude. But he called us and was tired of our shit, I think. And he says, here's the deadline. You have to come up with a name by this date. And we're like, fuck. So, stewing back and forth. And Mike blurted out Sons of Texas. And then everybody was like, nah, this and that, whatever the fuck, yada, yada. And we came back to it for whatever reason. And it seemed fitting. I mean, in the beginning when we were playing as the band Texas, we were called Texas before, not Sons of Texas. And then when Nick and Mike joined, we renamed everything and fucking moved forward from then. But it's every time we played, people were like telling us that we had elements of this band or that band, and they were all Texas-based bands. So it only seemed fitting that we would be the next of kin, sort of the next in line for bands from Texas. And so it seemed fitting for us to call ourselves the next of kin to the forefathers from Texas: ZZ Top, Pantera, Stevie Ray, and Sons of Texas came about. Comics and Quests, Houston, Texas. I sent you a message on Insta. Fantastic. Chip, thank you, man. Says One Floyd coming up. My man is great. He sold me a fucking original Floyd, and a motherfucker's on the way in the mail for the next guitar project. Look at you motherfuckers getting me all long-winded and shit again. Yes. Fantastic question. Says Eric C. On the road, have you experienced any racial prejudices? How did you handle the situations? Damn good question. Yes, there was one encounter specifically where we were staying over at a friend's house. And we were all laying about and hanging out, watching movies or whatever. And their roommate came in and said, it smells kind of spicky in here. And immediately I look over at the guys and see if anybody else heard that. And to me, I was like, it's just a fucking word. Doesn't mean shit. If you wanted trouble, we were standing there. All you had to do was fucking make a move. To me, spick is just a fucking word. If you come up to me saying that shit to my face and you're looking for trouble, you're gonna fucking get it. If you're just talking shit, blowing shit out of your fucking mouth, talking hot wind and that kind of shit, I don't care, man. It's not worth fucking dealing with people who are fucking ignorant. Racism is a fucking stupid thing, and it does not have there's no room for it in the world. There's no room for it anywhere. people are people, man. You can't fucking talk shit to somebody just because they were born with a certain skin color or skin tone or fucking background or ethnic background or whatever the fuck the case may be. Just because you are one race does not make you supreme over the others. And I don't mean to make that a fucking dark and gloomy thing, but I don't have a tolerance for that kind of fucking bullshit, man. Somebody fucking calls me a spick or whatever the fuck, peace, man. I ain't fucking trying to start anything with you. Come on to me, you want to start shit, you'll get it. But we blew it off, man. The guy made a fucking stupid joke thinking he was funny. We ended up talking to him later that fucking night, and seemed like a chill dude. He just had some fucking hate in his blood for whatever fucking reason. Fuck him. We are who we are, and it's not gonna fucking change for anybody. Hector Cantu says, what amps, guitars do you have? I have the Jim Root, which is the main one as of now. I have a Les Paul, a 2011 Les Paul Traditional Pro 2 that my wife got me for Christmas some years back. I think it might have been 2011 when she got it. And one of the best gifts ever. It's in the case in the closet. It has its wear and tear from the road. I want to preserve it or fix it up to use it again on the road, but I can't find somebody to fucking fix it up for me because the tech I had before is no longer doing teching and that kind of shit. I need a great luthier and a great tech. But I have also this, let me see if I can get it, motherfucker. This Taylor Big Baby. It's called Big Baby. This is my son, by the way, this little fucker. He takes markers and colors everywhere on the walls, and my guitar was a victim of it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna leave it there, but I don't give a fuck. This is the acoustic. That's my main one. I also have a custom-built guitar for me from a local luthier named Alvaro Dominguez. He is a pastor of a church in Elsa, Texas that also builds guitars. I don't know if he's still doing it anymore, but he was building fucking great instruments, and my guitar is a Dominguez, and in the back the serial number says, I think something like 001, and then like my initials for the serial number, because it's the only one ever built, obviously, for me to my spec. And you know who has it? Fucking Blake from Devour the Day, because I left it in fucking Sticky's Chicken Shack in Arkansas one time, and Blake was kind enough to pick it up. He's had it for the better part of a fucking year, I think, and I got to get it back at some fucking point, but he's got it. And those are my guitars. My amp is a 5153, does not have the concentric pots. It is a 50-watt amp, and I have a JCM 900 1960 lead B cab with G12T75 speakers in the cab that are originals from Ipswich, England, not the Chinese manufactured ones. How about that shit? That's for guitars and amps. That Mojo. Marcos Martinez says, the Mojo you are talking about is felt in the music. You guys definitely have something special. The music is fucking awesome. I can hear your music in an awesome action-packed blockbuster movie. You know what's funny is that we've talked about that before. One of my favorite, I don't know if he's a producer, director, whatever the fuck he is, but he makes movies. His name is Guy Ritchie. He recently had a movie come out called The Gentleman. Great fucking film. Great actors. Great fucking story. Great vibe. It's got the Guy Ritchie vibe. It's got all the fucking Guy Ritchie elements. It's fucking awesome. He did Rock and Rolla. I think he did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He did Snatch. All fucking dope movies. And I would love to have one of our songs featured in one of his movies. I feel like it's that kind of vibe. I could just be fucking, I don't know. But you guys have me carrying on over in the fucking past two. I'm going to answer the last few, and then I'm the fuck out. More questions or what? Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Roberto Almaguer says, do you watch any sports and what's your favorite teams? P.S. DC 4L. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. I don't care who's watching. Fuck you, Chip. I know what you're already fucking thinking. Dallas Cowboys is my favorite fucking team ever, 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 ever. I know it's been a shit 20 years for us, but Hopefully McCarthy will help fucking turn that around because I think we were lacking leadership in our team. We've got the fucking stars. We've got the fucking talent. We just need some fucking leadership. And I don't mean Jerry Jones. I do mean a fucking coach. Hopefully McCarthy can do it. Nothing against Garrett, but I don't think he is what our team needed at the time for the last 20 years. No more question. Chip says to fuck off. That's great. Well, if there's no more questions, then it's... See y'all again next time. Q&A Tuesday. Next time it'll be Mark. Next Tuesday it'll be Mark, I think. Mark Morales. He's going to be answering your questions. So if you get anything for that fuzzy fuck, save them until next time. Thanks for tuning in. As always, see you next week.